Welding sparks flying, a bright golden show. Old steel transformed, making boats glow. In the workshop where dreams are built bold, fettling wood and metal, stories unfold. And his craft guided by his steady hand. Nogan Wales Channel fans understand. We watch and reshape and restore. Narrowboats ready, they'll sail once more. With passion, skill and pure delight, he brings the boats back to life. With every hammer strike, echoes of the past, cropping with patience, steady and fast. Just clouds and laughter fill the air sweet. In every smile, his pride's complete, sharing his journey one video at a time. Nogan Wales, his online climb. We watch and reshape and restore. Narrowboats ready, they'll sail once more. With passion, skill and pure delight, he brings the boats back to life. Guided by dreams of water and sky, creating beauty with each goodbye. Watchful eyes and steady hands, crafting stories that sail across land. We watch and reshape and restore. Narrowboats ready, they'll sail once more. With passion, skill and pure delight, brings the boats back to life.
How do, folks? Good afternoon. Saturday, about 1 o'clock, being in the workshop. Come up to do a bit on this boat. A bit miserable out there. It's stopped raining at the moment, but it keeps coming on to rain, and I really wanted to get up, set up outside, because I've got some steel angle iron to saw up on the bandsaw. But anyway, what we're going to be doing is these doors. I'm turning them into a proper lockable door with a Euro lock in it, and this is a welding sash lock. You weld that box in, and then that's the gubbins. So just on same as on your house, on any modern door, you have a normal handle set on it. So we've got them. So it's going to go on here. It'll go onto this leaf. That'll be the one with the handle on it. The keep on that one, and those two keep these bottom sections in. And what I will do is we're going to put an angle iron frame around, 4 frames in there, and then boards will be made that sit in them, same as I've done on the other doors on here, on the side doors. And then I'll put a bolt to join the two doors together so they can become a single door. But then when you're cruising or whatever, or if you're just moored up and you want to have the bottom doors closed, then we'll make it so that just the bottom doors can be closed. So if there's any kiddies on or anything, they're not going to get out of there, but you've got the fresh air and what have you. You can do what you want with them then. I do like split doors for that reason. So that's it. So that's the welding box. It's for a 40mm section steel actually. I thought it was 30mm. I should have checked it. I'd had it ages, but I think I can still make it work. Now we've got one on the door up here that isn't got the cards in it yet. There's no timber in it. So that's a smaller version of that, but it's just a deadlock. So you've just got deadlock and that's it. You can't latch it or anything. That wind has blown. the seal's gone in the double glazed unit, there's moisture in, and that's double glazed, and it's kite marked each side, so there's toughened glass each side on that. So I'll have to take that out. It'll probably be after this winter now, you know, and it's blown. It's not going to damage anything, it's blown and that's it. It just means there's moisture getting in, so the seals broke down, and you can part them, cut the midsection out, the bead in there, clean all the glass up, and the glazes will re-glaze it into a double glazed unit, save you buying all the glass again, because that's toughened and it'll take some, you have to send that off to be toughened or what have you. So it's quickest way is take them apart and they'll make a new unit out of it. And I have brought a new toy with me. It's the bandsaw. I'm always using my little red one of those, which I've had probably 3 or 4 years now, and it's an excellent piece of kit. And that was bought in the Black Friday deal, is it? That was not last year, the year before, in the Black Friday deal. I bought that, and that's Vivo welding bench thing. I've never used it yet. It's a bit floppy, it needs a bit of work on it to make it any good, but it'll do for now. So I'm going to be using that to chop the angle iron. So the first thing on here is to take the panels off the top ones. So they are screwed on from the outside, there's 6 screws in them from the outside, that's what's holding them in, so there'll be 6 holes left then. So I'll just have to blob them up with welder and smooth them off, so you won't see them then. So that's what I'm going to be doing first. We'll get that angle bandsaw set up for the angle iron, so we can chop that up then. Right, I can't lift that door up enough to, because out there's a head drip, so it's got a angled shelf hanging over the door type thing to stop water running down the back of the door, but it won't lift high enough with those timbers on, so I'm going to have to take the timber off first, then lift the leaf out. That I'm not going to do it today, but tomorrow I will cut that drip off, because I don't want it, don't need to be there, it certainly sticks out far too much. I'll replace it with something, but just for today I'll just take that timber out, and then we can at least have a measure up. So there we have it. You can see the 6 holes, that's all that welding that panel on. And actually, if somebody had unscrewed down the 6 screws on the outside, they could have just pulled this door open. So, not very secure. We need to make a rectangle frame out of this angle iron. It goes all the way around there, 4 sides. The lockbox gets cut out, the steel will get cut out here. The lockbox will weld in there. We'll then have a perimeter of steel, and then we can have the panel will go in, same as we've done on these other doors. So next thing I've got to do is get that measured up, cut some steel for the frame, mounted corners, and we'll see if we get that tacked together. Morning folks, welcome back aboard Potemkin. I see you all up early Sunday morning. Got another new present, treating myself to it, new DeWalt cordless. A good buy at the moment, 150 quid at Screwfix with 2 5 amp-hour batteries. Last one I've had, it's still working but the clutch is going. It doesn't grab well on the drill bits and that. So thought I saw that, and with 2 5 amp-hour batteries, I'll have one. Anyway, you can never have too many drills. You can have a drill in one, a countersink in other, and what have you. You know, you want more than one. So, lovely quiet morning out there. You could hear a pin drop. It's 9 o'clock. Nobody's about yet, so I can't make too much noise. But it's just dead calm out there. Anyway, so you know, we're going to get this store done today. At least get the 2 top leaves done. I don't know what we'll do with the bottom, if we get them done or not. But let's do what we can. So I've got my angle irons ready over there. I can take that off again now, and we can get the angle irons tacked on. Because before we weld them up fully, we have to prove it all works. And I've got to do it a certain way. I've got to put the angles on first, and then I'll be taking the angle off on the closing side, so I can cut the plate out for the welding box to go through. I think that's how it's going to work anyway. So come on, let's crack on. But first of all, let's have a brew. I am forgetting one thing here. I've got to drill some holes in these flanges so the timber board can go in. So I'll just pop them up, drill some like 3mm, 4mm holes or something for the screws to go through. That's it. Holes in, countersunk, so the screws don't stick out. Right, we'll get back up that bench once we've swept this lot up, and we'll get the panel on there and just put on. Right, we're ready now, so we'll get these tacked on. This is 30mm angle, and I have just marked internal perimeter 30mm just to give us a guide. Right, we're tacked on, that's fine, we can try it now. Only baby tacks. If anything needs taking off, we can just simply nick them and get it off. Don't go mad putting tacks on. That's or stitches, turn them into stitches, because if you have to take things off, pain in the arse. That's it on. There's a nice gap up there. It's about, I don't know, 3mm or something. So that doesn't collide with the steel work or anything. Right, so that will have the board back in like this. And then on the side here, it'll have the stop with the Aquamite seal in, so it closes up to a nylon seal. So it's watertight and it's draft proof. So that's how this is going to work, and the lock gets chopped in here. So what I'm going to do now is perhaps do that one just the same, and then look at getting the lock in there, because I've got to get it sealed up today, and it's, what time is it? 22:11. Right, better move. I think it's touching. Right, we've got those so they close, they don't collide. That's gapped, but this one's touching up here, so I'm going to have to nick those tacks off and move that over a bit so it don't collide. It's catching there and it's not allowing door to come in. So that's why I'm going to put little baby tacks on to start with. So I'll adjust that. It should be spotty dog. Okay, so I have done that, so it's not colliding at the top. The actual steelwork of that door is touching, so I'm going to have to grind that down the outside leaf. Okay, so that'll take care of that. Now that leaf is actually 8mm wide at the bottom and at the top. So whoever cut that to start with in 1980 or something didn't do a very good job. So it is running out a bit that up that side, but I'm not bothered. It's covered with the timber anyway, and it's an old boat. I'm not spending too much time messing around with every little bit and bits and bobs, like, just want it to be secure and look tidy and livable. So we've got them top frames in, so now I need to start having a look at this lock, welding this lock casing in. So that's my next bit, and I'll just leave that lot just tacked up for now, so we know it's all working. So that's the lock block we've got to weld in. So see, it's half an inch or something stuck up, so that's got to go down. So we've got to cut this plate here, cut this away, cut this plate here, so that sinks in. So it'll be coming out here, and then we'll have to weld around that, the perimeter of that. So that's what we've got to do. So we'll get set up and get that done. We're tacked in. Let's go and have a look. You see me? That's the block in. So now we're going to put the gubbins in the middle, put the lock in, the handle on, and then we can mark on the other side for the keep. Right, I've put the lock in, and when I've opened this box and took the bits and bobs out, there's no screws for it, so I've had to just cut a couple of roundhead screws to put in. So we'll put the Euro lock in. Right, so it works. So what I've got to do now is cut out for the keep, so the latches can throw into those. So you need holes put in there now, and then that'll go on top of it. So I'm just gonna weld that lock in now so it can cool down. But it'll take it an hour or something to cool down. I can mark these where it wants to go, what I'm going to cut out, weld lock in, let that be cooling down, and then I can cut the holes in the other side for that. To weld there. May have moved that, looks like put a bit of a bend on that, so we might have to get a bit of persuasion on that, get it flat again. Anyway, let's get the other door done. that's it, it's on. Nowhere near finished yet, but quite pleased with that. It's gone okay, it works. Right, gotta obviously make panels or whatever for the top. Next thing is to make the panel, make the frame for the bottom of it, and I'll get all that finished. But the lock throws over, it's locked in place. You can see it's stuck through about 8mm, 10mm something, which is very good. So and then once that's done, I can get on the boat easily from the front pointy end, and straight in instead of through the engine bay, over the engine, down, and it's a pain in the bum. So you don't want that anyway. You want an easy access into the boat. You don't want nonsense padlocks and all that. They're no good. And you want to be able to just get on and off with a modern lock. That's a Euro cylinder. It's the one that came with it. Now, it ain't one of the better ones. You need anti-snap ones because they are very easy to break into, those Euros. They call it snap blocks because there's something, an easy way to just get into them. So you can get ones called anti-snap. So if you've got a Euro cylinders on your house, your boat, get them into anti-snap ones. They can't break them to get in. Anyway, that then once it's finished, bolted down to the bottom on the slave door, bolted up to the top on the slave door, and then the master door just in and out, and I'll put a bolt to fasten those two together so it all opens as one, and then you can alter it and you can just have the bottoms locked in place. So that's the plan for it all, but that's it for today. In fact, it's not far off 3 o'clock, and that's the first sort of time I've done anything on this boat since my operation of my new knee, which is the knee's fantastic. I've had problems with a lot of sciatica and that from it, and my muscles are still not right. Look, it's all getting better day by day. So thanks everybody for wishing me well with the operation and what have you. So it's 7 weeks, I think, on Tuesday, Sunday today. 7 weeks on Tuesday I had the operation. For 5 weeks I couldn't do hardly anything really, not a lot anyway. But anyway, it's come on leaps and bounds now. I'm looking forward to having a pain-free knee for the rest of me natural. Anyway, so I'll see you all next time. There'll be part 2 to this obviously because it's too much to do in one. Ta-ra!